Okay, hello everybody. Okay, now we are moving on into our part 2. In part 1, teacher have gave you a brief overview of how to prepare yourself for your exam. So in this part, teacher going to go deeper and reveal to you how actually teacher guide my students to do self-assessment. So in my first video, I have given you 3 of my best students writing that I consider will be in B1 high level. All right, high B1. Okay, now the next one I'm going to reveal actually how I guide my students, and where you as a students you can do the same to do your self-assessment and get ready and prepare yourself how to write for part 2. Okay, let's look at the screen. Okay, teacher going to share the screen. Okay, all right. Okay, if you are looking at the screen, all right, teacher would like to remind everyone again about the learning outcome. In the first video, teacher's main focus will be students recognize mistakes that they frequently make and learn to proofread their writings. Okay, in my first video, I just roughly show you the mistakes that my student make, and I focus more on reading the essay because I like their ideas and I like the way how they have written their part 2 essays. But in this coming video, teacher will show you what are the common mistakes that students make. Okay, and the 4 descriptor using how we use it, and a checklist will be given to you as well. Okay, so all the credit given to Cambridge Assessment English because they are the one that taught teacher how to expose our students and how to guide our students to do a better writing and how to perform better in their exams. Okay, so this is the one that teacher have attended, a mock test toolkits, our new guide to advise how, when, and why and when to run mock test. So actually, I have done a test with my students, and I have taken their essays, and I use it as a platform on how I do my analysis and how I help my students to improve their writing. Okay, let's move on. All right, basically this is the checklist that teacher would like to share with all of you. I believe the writing is too small, so teacher have already enlarged it. So for content, how do you make a checklist? So when you have finished writing your essay, I think it's a good idea to proofread and how you check. You can ask yourself, some questions such as this. Has the candidate answered the task? Have they done what they were asked to do? Or have they missed anything from the question which they should have included? Have they written something irrelevant? So as teacher will use this checklist to mark to assess my students. So I think it's a good idea that you use this as a checklist to check yourself as well. Okay, so for communicative achievement, okay, then you have to ask this question: is the writing appropriate for the task? If they ask you to write an email, did you use the correct style and tone? And has the candidate used a style which is appropriate for the specific communicate context? Or have they written in a way that is not suitable? For example, using a very formal style in an email to a friend or ending an article with love. So later on in part 3, all right, for PT3, you won't need to know this, but for SPM in part 3, communicative achievement will really look into the different type of writing that you are required to write. Because in part 3, you're required to write review, article, story. So for each of the writing, they have different ways where you style of writing. Okay, then this will be taken into account. Okay, now let's go to the next. So organization. So for organization, you can ask yourself this question: is the writing put together well? It is logical and ordered, or it is difficult for the reader to follow? Does it use elements of organization which are not appropriate for the genre, like beginning an email with a title or starting every sentence in an article on a new line instead of using paragraphs? So this one, for organization, this will the marker we as teacher have to look into it. So you as a candidate, so you can ask yourself, have you fulfilled all the requirements needed? And next, for language, is there a good range of vocabulary? When I say range, it means like there's a range of vocabulary used. Okay, instead of just saying happy all the time, you can use the word glad, elated, depending on the situation. So you have the vocabulary with you. And another vocabulary that we usually exposed to our students is the way of walking. Instead of saying walk, we can say stroll, amber, okay, or loiter. Also, yeah. So there's a different way of walking, or yeah. So and grammar, of course. So later on, teacher will show you all the different part of grammar mistakes that students normally made. Okay, are these used accurately? Yes. It's not just about using, but you have to use it accurately. Or are they mistakes? Do this cause any confusion for the reader? So sometimes you have ambiguous meaning. So the teacher have to kind of like guess. So if that's happened, that means it's kind of confused. All right. So this is some of the checklists that you can ask yourself when you have finished writing your essay. Okay, so for those that did not view the first video, so this is the question that teacher gave to my students and the essays that they have produced for teacher. So this is about free time. And if you are PT3, this will be the way you are being asked. There will be 6 questions to guide you. Okay, writing free time activity, about free time activities. You only need to write 120 words. So, a free time activity you enjoy, what it is. Who do you do it with? How you spend the time together. Why do you enjoy it? Why it is important? When do you do it? Okay, so for SPM, basically it's exactly the same question, but now you're required to write in about 125 to 150 words, which is slightly more. Okay, then you won't be given 6 questions to guide you. Instead, there will be only 3. What activity you enjoy doing, why you enjoy doing this activity, and when you do this activity. So basically, if you have already familiarized yourself with PT3, most probably you can add your own questions in order to make sure that your writing will reach 125, 105 to 150 words. Okay, now let's have an example. Activity that I enjoy during my free time is reading my Bible. Okay, obviously the students is a Christian. Every day I'm going to research for Catholic Mass reading from Universalist website. So let's look at the first error. Every day. Okay, how you remember this one? How you write every day, every month, every year. That's how you're going to write every day as well. So make sure it's 2 words and not one. Okay, this is because I have no idea from which chapter I should start. I should start reading the Bible. Usually, I will read the Bible in my bedroom alone. This is because I don't want others' voice to disturb my focus. Alright, teacher will not focus on everything. I just highlight certain mistakes. Okay, you will see that there are more than that, but for now, I'm not trying to highlight every single mistakes. I just want to highlight certain common mistakes that you can improve. So I enjoy reading the Bible because mostly I can find some quotes that I can be the solution. That can be the solution of my life's problem. So beside, I also do sharing the verses or talks to the people that okay, really you can omit. Okay, needs. You do not need to use s there. Okay, healing because the people is plural. You don't need s. Okay, the next one. Moreover, from my sharing about Bible reading, I also can introduce the goods of the Bible. All right. Okay, you can put a comma. I can also introduce the good of the Bible to the people that never read that before. All right. Okay, introduce the good. I think okay, the choice of words. Okay, I will read my Bible after I've done all the household chores or in the afternoon. This is because I'm quite busy in the morning and only will be free after lunchtime. Other than that, it is also okay. Okay, a suitable time, not the suitable time for me and my sister to do our Bible study together because people normally will take the afternoon nap so that the situation around will be more quieter. All right, you can see that there are some wrong choice of words. Okay, but teacher are not going to focus on that today. Okay, teacher will focus on the common grammar mistake. Let's look at the first one. Okay, continuous tense. You can see that it should be I should start reading. And people that need healing. Okay, it's a continuous tense. And then there's lots of mistake about article. The Bible. Okay, you should put the Bible and then a suitable time instead of the suitable time. So you have to be careful on the usage of article. And then the last one that teacher would like to highlight is the comparative. You know that certain words you have to use the word more, such as more beautiful, okay, most beautiful. All right, but certain word you just add the word er, such as quiet, quieter, quietus, or big, bigger, biggers. But not all those words uh, will use er. Sometimes they have to use the word more and most. So you have to get used. You have to make sure you know which one to choose. Okay, it's like this one. It's not more quiet. Instead, quieter. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, before teacher move on to the next essay, all right, I just want to review again. All right, for this one, that teacher have got it from this webinar with the Cambridge English assessment. So here, our focus is that you look at the language. Okay, if you look at just now, with teacher have highlighted a few grammar mistake. Focus on language. Okay, let's look at the highlight. Okay, teacher going to highlight. Okay, so uses every uses everyday vocabulary generally appropriately. But you can see that from the written essay just now, maybe it is more than that. Okay, there are, but you see, uses a range of vocabulary appropriately, but this one with occasionally inappropriate of less common like cis, like what teacher said, there's a wrong choice of words. Okay, while this one is say while occasionally overusing certain lexes. So sometimes it will be in between. If you're in between, most probably you will score a 4. And then if you look at the next one here, they needed complex grammatical form with a good degree of control. Whereas for here, uses simple grammatical form with a good degree of control. So they expect you to have a good degree of control over a simple grammatical form. Okay, alright, so let's move on. Now, free. Now I'm giving you the next essay. Okay, you can see that it's 145 words. Okay, which the requirement is 125 words to 150 words if it's SPM. But if PT3 is until 120 words. But again, you won't get penalized if you write more than 120 words for PT3. Free time must be spent with some beneficial activity. Okay, so the first mistake, spent with some beneficial activity. As a student, I managed to, all right, this is like, the other way around. My free time doing beneficial activity. Doing a beneficial activity. One of the activities that I enjoy doing my free time is reading fiction and non-fiction book. All right, this one non-fiction. You can put a hyphen. I do enjoy reading during my free time because I love. Okay, I love the way that it. After it, you must have an S, entertains, because it's a present tense. All right, he, she, it. You have to add S to your verb. Some of the books, if some of the books, okay, some of the books have a very interesting and has its own storyline. All right, you can see that there are some agreement, but it doesn't impede the meaning. Okay. Other than that, as a school student, I can improve my language and my vocabulary by just reading books. I basically reading. I read. I do my reading when I finish my work. It is because I don't want to waste my time playing with my phone. Besides, I also enjoy reading during the weekend when my parents didn't ask me to help them. Having my own library is one of my dreams. Okay. Having my own library, okay, acceptable, is one of my dreams because I would like to read more. Okay, let's look at the mistake. So first of all, after B, you have to go with past participle. And the to, after to spend, you have to say to spend. All right, this one, to spend, right? Past base verb. And then SV agreement, subject verb agreement, like what I said just now. It entertains. All right, and then of course books have. Okay, so these are all we say subject verb agreement. You need to agree to the subject. Okay, then the last one, plural and singular. Okay, like this one, reading books. Okay, and this one of my dreams. Okay, so you need to make sure your plural and singulars are accurate. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This will be the last one that teacher would like to share with you. Okay, activity that I enjoy during my free time is cooking. I will cook new dishes that I have searched via internet. Sometimes, okay, so what's the mistake? Okay, activity that I enjoy. So sometimes I will show my cooking skill to my parents and they really loved it. Okay, via the internet. Okay, they really loves it. Okay, after they, you're not allowed to use as. He, she, it, only you have loves. They, we, are, you, we don't have. Okay, besides, I really, after I, they, we, I, you don't add the s. Okay, to cook during my free time because you don't have the S. They, we, are, you don't have S. Apart from that, I can improve my cooking skills so I can. After can is a modal verb. Okay, you have to use the base word. Okay, a restaurant one day. My parents always said food that I cook is really scrumptious. Is scrumptious. My sister always said that I don't really know how to cook, but as the saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, by its cover. If you put apostrophe, it is by its cover. Now she, the one who proud of me and would like to learn from me. She is interested in my cooking skill. All right. So, however, I will cook after modal verb. You have to use I will cook with all of my family at home so they can modal verb again can try my new dishes. I always free on Sunday so I can cook. So can cook and can try new dishes. Okay. So the mistake is modal verb plus base word. Okay, so the mistake is modal verb. Can, could, shall, should. These are modal verb. And the subject agreement. Okay, like what I say, I love, I like, they love. Okay, make sure there's no S. Okay, of course, the last one, an article. Activity, the internet. Alright, okay, so that's all that teacher would like to share with you today. Till then.